Welcome back to Fantasy Fights. This time, two all-time greats go at it. Jack Dempsey versus Rocky Marciano. But before we get going, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy this great matchup. First off, let's take a look at the numbers. These were two fighters that fought about 30 years apart and both dominated their decade. Dempsey was 68-6-9. Marciano was 49-0. Not a great deal of difference. Dempsey was a little taller, weighed a little bit more, but did have a 5-inch reach advantage, which could prove to be decisive in this fight. You never know. Now let's take a look at Jack Dempsey, the man that dominated the 1920s, one of the most popular heavyweight champions in history. Here he is in 1919 winning the title against Jess Willard. Willard was actually favored in this fight. Knocked out his teeth, broke several ribs. Just incredible damage they did. And you can see how quick and fast he is. And he attacks all the time. And he was actually called Jack the Giant Killer because he beat a lot of big, tall heavyweights during that time. He cleaned up the white hopes that were all lingering around, and Jess Willard was one of those white hopes. Willard had won the title from Jack Johnson. Here he is, Dempsey in 1923 against Luis Firpo, another rather large fighter, 6'3", 216 from Argentina, called the Wild Bull of the Pampas. And you can see in this fight why they called him that. It's an incredible fight, labeled by many the most exciting fight in the history of boxing. Only lasted 2 rounds. Firpo went down many times during the fight. There Dempsey is. You can see the rapid punching, the aggressive style. Back then, you did not have to go to a neutral corner, so he stood over his opponent. Firpo was going to come back here and wail on Dempsey and actually knock him out of the ring. And had it not been for the newspaper men there pushing him back in the ring, he would have been beaten. And here's Firpo trying to finish him off in the first round. And there you see Dempsey knocking him out in the second round.
Barely existed. At 179 centimeters, he's the 3rd shortest heavyweight champ in history. His 173-centimeter reach is the shortest, bar none, and he never weighed more than 85 kilograms. That's lighter than today's cruiserweight maximum.
Now let's take a look at Rocky Marciano against Matthews, and notice the short left hook he uses. Just incredible power at the end of the fight. He could throw short punches as well as big roundhouse punches. Here he is against Jersey Joe Walcott. And you can see Walcott is mixing it with him. This is in their first fight. Walcott was a champion. And they're going at it. And there's short left hand, puts Marciano down. Now, Marciano was not hurt, but nonetheless, he went down. And here's the knockout blow in the 13th round. Marciano was behind on points in 1952, and he knocks out Jersey Joe Walcott to win the heavyweight championship. Walcott is not going to get up. Devastating puncher. As I said, he had to have a knockout to win that fight. He was behind on points. Okay, next we're going to look at his last fight in 1955, and there's Archie Moore dropping him with a short right. Once again, it looked more like he was off balance than anything else. Archie Moore came up from the light heavyweight division and was a tough fighter. He's going to get knocked out in the 9th round by Marciano. And there's the slow motion of the knockdown. Archie Moore was a tough competitor, and you can see once Marciano gets him hurt, he's going after him. And he won't stop until he puts him away. Archie Moore was, without question, one of the greatest light heavyweights ever, and at that time, one of the best heavyweights. 1955. Moore is going to lose to Patterson the following year in 56 when he fought for the championship once again. Moore has had enough. He is down. And both these guys, Jack Dempsey and Marciano, were such great sportsmen. All right, now let's take a look at Jack Dempsey's strengths and weaknesses. He had really good head movement. He fought out of a crouch, came in very low and aggressive. He had fast hands, a great chin, tremendous conditioning, great deal of power, and as you can see from the videos, he was very aggressive. Very seldom did he not knock out his opponent. Tommy Gibbons was an exception to that. He went 15 rounds against the master boxer, Tommy Gibbons. Weaknesses, had a limited jab, and his boxing ability. He was not really a great boxer. Next up, let's look at Rocky Marciano's strengths and weaknesses. Marciano was well known for his endurance. He also fought out of a crouch, had a great deal of power, constant pressure, tremendous body attack, and he was, believe it or not, a pretty good defensive fighter because he stayed so low and was hard to hit, much more so than people think. Weaknesses, he had some very obvious weaknesses: size, reach, speed, boxing ability, weak jab, and his overall quickness was not real good. But nonetheless, he ended up undefeated, 49-0. Now let's take a look at the comparison chart, which is always real telling. Hand speed, I've got to give the advantage to Jack Dempsey on that one. Boxing ability, neither were great boxers. KO power, that's what they relied on. Both of them were knockout artists. Also, both of them had tremendous chins, very seldom went down, and when they did go down, they weren't hurt. Size, not that much difference in their size. Defense, they were both pretty good defensive fighters. Both stayed low, fought out of a crouch. Endurance, two of the most well-conditioned boxers in fighting history, boxing history. Okay, let's look at the next chart. Adaptability, neither one had a great deal of adaptability. Foot speed, Dempsey was faster of foot. He's pretty quick. You saw against Willard how he moved. Strength, both of them were very strong. Neither one of them had a great jab. They didn't rely on a jab. They came in low and throwing punches. Cuts, although Marciano was cut in the Ezzard-Charles fight, really no other fight was he had a whole lot of cuts in. Reach, Dempsey had a 5-inch reach advantage. Body attack, I'm going to give that to Marciano. Both of them were really good body attack. And Jack Dempsey is going to come out with a small advantage, 3-1. Not anything significant. All right, keys to the fight. Dempsey was faster of feet and faster hands, which gives him an advantage. Both fighters had incredible chins and stamina. No advantage in style as well because both stayed low and were hard to hit. No real size or weight advantage either. Keys to the fight. Neither fighter spends any time boxing or staying away from the other one. They go right at one another. Dempsey throws more combinations, which is an advantage as the fight progresses. It's toe-to-toe action. Both are missing many of their punches because the other fighter stays so low and is very hard to hit. Marciano never faced many fighters that attacked him like Dempsey. As the fight progresses, Dempsey's faster hands are causing Marciano problems, but Rocky's body attack is hurting Dempsey a great deal. Marciano goes down in the first and third rounds while Dempsey goes down to body punches in the 8th round. So it's an all-out war, toe-to-toe. Fight results, Marciano's face begins to swell and is cut in the 9th round. Marciano's body punches have taken their toll on Dempsey. The scorecards are about even. The fight is stopped in the 11th round on cuts, and Dempsey is declared the winner. Both men are exhausted as they embrace after the fight in a great show of sportsmanship. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button, comment, share, and above all, please subscribe. Have a great day.